Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Death Note. It is episode 25 called Silence. And as always, if you want to see this reaction, go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the parentheses dot pods with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode, so see you soon. To those that came back, welcome back. Now, wow. This episode was great. I don't know, man. There was so much in it. And first things first, I jumped to the Misa scene because something is happening there and I'm not completely sure. So, the one thing I said during the reaction, she looks like a puppet to me. You know, like a doll, like she dressed up to be like a doll. And here is example, right? And she is in many ways because Light is using her, so she is like a puppet for him. He's using her against L, he's using her against Rem, all for his own purpose. And I asked myself if maybe, just maybe, she's becoming aware of that. It doesn't seem like, because she was very into him all the time, but who knows. The song that she sung was beautiful, was really good, so be careful. The goddess watching has so many meanings here because goddess watching could be her. It could be her because she's the one writing down the names of those that die, as we have one here, right? So if you make a mistake, I will kill you. So becoming aware of her own powers and maybe getting crazy over it. It might refer to Light, who sees himself as the god of the new world, as he said again in this episode. It might refer to L in many ways because he's still trying to figure out and watching on Light what is happening. And it might very well refer to the god of the Shinigami, the king of the Shinigami, whatever you want to call it, who might very well be watching this world. You know, we know that the Shinigami are watching our world in this series here. So he is doing the same for sure. And why not check out what the others are doing with their death notes? So he might be watching as well. So there are many possible meanings in just this one sentence. The Hold My Hand in the Dark Alley, I referred to L and Vatari before that. They remind me a lot of the young Master Bruce and Alfred. So the Batman background story. Parents died and an old butler stays alone with the young kid who has quite an amount of wealth. It felt a bit like that, right? The monitors were a little bit like the Batcave. All this stuff very much into this direction. And the Dark Alley might be like, you know, the Dark Alley where the parents died of Batman in this time. But it could be quite coincidentally. It's Hold My Hand, it could mean as well from her towards Light. She's feeling more and more alone because he's just using her, not spending time with her, you know? And she felt to me distant, drawn back, and depressed. And I think that is the major thing here. He is using her, but not spending real quality time with her. I ask myself if she realizes, really do. And the big question, what do I do once I know everything? So that might reflect the fact that she knows the names of people and when they die. That is a lot to know. It is a weird kind of pressure on you. She had that before, no question. But that makes you different, you know? Or it might refer to once she knows everything about Light and what he really feels about her, what would she do then? I don't know, man. As I said, it was just a short moment in the episode, but I think it was a major one. It was really cool and important and very well done. And then we had... There was this grinning. I'm searching the grinning. Nah. There. It is. Okay, whatever. So, and then we have the whole scenes, a lot of them with L. So, first things first, last time I was a little bit disappointed in Light. In L, sorry. In the fact that it seemed to me like he was losing his grip, like he couldn't catch up again. Like he did not realize what was going on at all. And in this episode, they made that turn around at least a bit. So he was still suspicious. There were moments, it was this he cannot prove it, but he feels something moment. This great scene when Light stood at the stairs and a part of his face was blurred or was changed due to the glass in front of him. And it's such a great picture because it reflects the fact that Light is multiple persons. And seeing it like that, L possibly felt the same way, like, okay, he's not completely himself. There is something different. We had the background story of L. I mean, it kind of should have rung a bell there when they gave us a background story that might be the last episode for L. Maybe. So we got the background story of his. And so his parents possibly died when he was a young kid. That is stuff that can change a lot. That's such a major loss. Possibly that's why he is the way he is. He still heard bells, so this is kind of a foreshadowing of his own death, possibly. And I think it was he called out Light the thing of, have you ever told the truth in your life? It was like, to me as well, I think you are lying. Without stating it clearly, you are Kira. And then this great scene. Wow. I'm not completely sure. I am aware that there is this gesture of washing someone else's feet. It's a gesture of respect, I think, and maybe forgiveness. I'm not sure. So you lower yourself by washing someone else's feet, showing that you are willing to do that, to lower yourself for the benefits of others, or you show respect to someone by doing so. I think it is a thing. I'm not sure. It may be from Japan, so it would have a big meaning here. So what I think is, by doing so, it was a gesture he did on purpose. Possibly knowing that he lost to Kira there, that realizing, I still believe it is Light, but I cannot prove it. He is the better one. He won this match. He won this fight between two great minds, between Kira and L. He won that, and I show him the respect. It might mean that, and it might mean I will forgive what will happen, which possibly, I mean, having lost that, he kind of knew that he will die soon. I'm pretty sure. And the reaction of Light by cleaning off the water from his hair might be an affectionate moment for a second there as well. So there is, I mean, those two in other circumstances in another life could have been best of friends. There were those moments. We've seen that in the past. But Kira / Light is too far gone to really keep something like that up. So it ended there. I absolutely loved the idea, the last plan of L, to use someone, a convicted one, to, although I'm not a fan of death sentences at all, to kill someone with a death sentence using the Death Note. And by doing so, on the one hand, you could realize how it's working, you could test it. And the other thing is, you can test the 13 days by using someone who is convicted and will have to die within 13 days as well. And if he doesn't, you know that this is a lie. By knowing that this rule is a lie, someone made it up, he would have been on the tracks instantly of Light and Misa. It is the I call you bluff moment. That it is. It is a bluff moment that he called out towards Light. I know it's you. I think you did that. This rule here with the 13 days is a bluff, and it is the only thing that tells us it's not you. and by turning it around and being sure it is a fake, I kind of know now it is you, Light. So that was a great one, and instantly the bluff, although it was not planned like that, was reacted with the killing off of Watabi and L. So, which brings me to the other thing here. Rem. So Rem did as Light wanted. He killed off Watabi and L, which is interesting. So he killed the old man as well, but you never knew how much he knows. So yes, makes sense. And by doing so, he died himself because he rescued Misa. Sure, clever plan. But I already said during the reaction, why the heck not write down Light's name first? I mean, seriously, Rem knows what Light did was, he used him, simply. Yes, you could argue that it would cause pain to Misa if Light dies. Maybe that's why. Maybe he thought that Misa would kill herself if Light dies. Maybe. But seriously, I would have written down his name first. But okay, so he killed off Watabi, who deleted all the data. Got the last move. Great mon. And it seems like he killed L as well. I am not sure about that, however. Because, number one, it was leave us without an adversary. I mean, who to stop Kira once L is gone? Let's be honest. Number two, I still think that L is clever enough to come up with a plan of like faking his own death. And he already said goodbye to Light before. He already said, I think our time together will end soon. So he knew something would happen, either that he would die or that he has a plan himself. So I'm kind of thinking it might be a bluff move from L. He had the option to talk to Rem. Just saying. He had the option to talk to the Shinigami, realize what is about to happen, maybe give the Shinigami an alternate option, an alternate way out. We will learn about that. And by doing so, faking his own death, there is medicine for that, there is other stuff. He could pull Light into the light, into the open light of having no enemy and maybe making a mistake. I mean, the first one we've seen when he was standing over him, cowering over him, there was this grin in his face, and L did see that. His eyes were open at this moment, and you had the smirk, you had the evil eyes. He did not say anything, but Light's outer appearance said, damn, I won. And he kind of wanted him to know, right? I beat you. So L has seen that, and that is a proof that he needs. So what if, by pressing the button and deleting the data, Vatari started like a short circuit, like heartbeat accelerator in the heart or next to the heart of L, which brings a shock so that he will have a heart attack, and then with a specific amount set, 30 seconds later, a minute later, it goes back in. Or he drops some chemicals in his blood so that he seems dead for a specific amount of time. I think there are options like that. So I see this just may be happening. If not, I don't know where this series wants to go. However, Light being himself, so he proclaimed himself God of the world again and takes over the investigation, so he acts like he's a nice guy, but by being the one in the lead now very much, he will just be able to make sure that no one ever finds out it's him. So it's very clever there. I think that's it. Those are the major ones. A really, really good episode. A lot of stuff happening faster than I expected. And we will see where all of this is going to in the next episode. I really look forward to that. I guess you do as well. So I will see you then. And until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.